Greetings everyone, and welcome to Black Mental Health Matters. My name is Daniel Mwambonu, and I'm the CEO and founder of Black Mental Health Matters. This is an organization that is focused towards unifying Black mental health professionals and eradicating stigma among Black communities. Today, we are delighted to have a guest from Uganda, and he's going to share his experiences. But before I give him an opportunity to share his experiences, I'm going to read his brief bio. And Musinguzi Begumisa is a professional engineer practicing his trade in Kampala, Uganda. He has trained extensively in engineering materials for road constructions as well as management of infrastructure projects. He is formerly materials specialist at Uganda National Roads Authority, and offered insight on to the quality control department during his tenure in the organization. His career spans over 12 years in various capacities in the engineering industry. He's passionate about men. This is very interesting. Welcome to Black Mental Health Matters, and introduce yourself. Tell the viewers what brings you to this show today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. I think you've done the introduction very good justice. I am called Musinguzi Begumisa, and I am an engineer by profession. I am a married man, and I practice my trade with Praus Engineering Group as the founder, CEO, and managing director, really overseeing the activities of the 4 companies under that group. So yeah, that's me, Daniel.
Thank you very much. And today's topic is about the recovery journey for mentally afflicted persons. And you've overcome different challenges, circumstances. We'd like to hear your story. And in regards to, I'd like to know what was your family's response to your mental health breakdown, and what can be learned from what your friends and your community response and lessons. So like you to answer the first question that we have for you, because I know that you've battled bipolar disorder, and you managed to overcome that. You become very successful. So it's important that we have you share your story today to inspire other people that are undergoing different circumstances. Be afraid to come out and say that and share their stories.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for that question. Before I answer the support that my family had to the role they've played over the years since I had my first breakdown in 2005, let me give the viewers a bit of a background about how I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I was in my first year at Makerere University, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, and several circumstances, stress, issues at home, but it had been building up even from my A-level in my late teens. There was a particular event that really sparked me up, and I got hospitalized, and that's how I started. And the doctor diagnosed and said, "Man, this is bipolar disorder. This is how we're going to manage it." And that's how I started the journey, living with the condition. So support, I will give the support that the members have given me in the family, giving a few examples from the different scenarios scenarios, many scenarios. I've just picked a few, just that would basically resonate with a person out there who is watching us.
You
Now,
can go ahead.
campus immediately when I crashed, my dad was quite supportive. He was in Kampala. He was far west, so he moved in. Came over and to see what had happened, and he's been supportive all throughout because if you're taking medication daily, so you need some. He calls it a concoction, but it's basically something he has come up with, has garlic and ginger and some other fruits that I take every evening to just help flush out the medicine that I take on a daily. Of course, my mom has also been really supportive. Way back, I remember the time I just started working is 2008, and I would be so sleepy because of the effects of the medicine. So the alarm would go on, and I would switch it off. It goes on, I switch it off. By the time I'm awake, it's 9 a.m. I have to rush to office. What she did, she would call me up. 6 o'clock, she would call up from the village and make sure that I'm out of bed, taking a shower, and ready to go. So that was support also from that line. When you look at my brothers, each of them supported in their own ways. And there's a particular brother of mine who used to sit in every time I'd go for those psychiatric sessions, and it was really helpful. There's another one. I think I'd got an episode where I was in a manic phase, stole his ATM, tricked him to give me the PIN code, and wiped his entire account. So now that one really forgave me, kept on supporting me, and even the other brothers, my sister as well. There's a beautiful example. Sometime in another manic phase where I got photos from a home in the village, and I wanted to blow them up to make them a bit bigger to be put in the sitting room. So I went to a studio in Kampala called Dolico at that time and told them to expand all the pictures. And I think I gave a small deposit. They did the whole work and they needed their money. The only way they could get me was through my sister. So she supported to quell the situation. Yeah, that support has come in. The family has really been supportive. The most important support I get is from my wife and my kids. Yeah, so my wife she's very understanding. She will tell that you're not sleeping enough, go asleep. She will tell you're not taking the medication, go take it. Yeah, so that kind of support that someone gives on a day. So that's family. Now that's the nuclear internal family. The other family, not extended as such, are my aunties. I think one of the aunties along the way at Makerere University, and I mean, this thing hits when you're at that level, the university stage. I got many retakes, and she told me, "Man, you relax. Are you the first to get a retake? Come to my home, Bukolobi, a suburb in Kampala, and first chill with fellow retakers because I had cousins who are basically cash with life. So that eased the pressure. Another auntie who kept taking me into her place and counseling me and talking to me, and uncles and cousins. So family support is really important when you're battling with a mental health challenge. You need some anchoring, you need some level of buoyancy to keep abreast with the challenges that are going through your mind. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very much, and I agree with you. Family support is the most important kind of support that people need. And in terms of the community support, I'd like to know if you received any community support.
Community support.
Yeah.
Now, community support, I'll put it into two angles. That would be friends, basically, and wider community. So let me give it to you like this. Now, when the first breakdown came through. I was in the university hall, like you had, and my roommate was a Muslim friend called Ibrahim Muslo. Now, he really supported me because I would be zonked out with the medication, you're sleeping a lot. And there were particular times when we had to pick bread from the whole dining cafeteria and milk. Yeah, those small pints of milk. So the gentleman used to pick that every morning and make sure by the time I wake up, whether it is 11 a.m. or 2 p.m., there'll be something for me to bite on when I wake up. Another good friend of mine. I'm giving these stories because it's important to have the right friends with you as you are battling with a mental health challenge. Because if you get friends who are not of the right moral standing and probably they are addicted to drugs, not that addicted to drugs is a challenge. People go through it, but you get yourselves around with people who challenge you and keep you focused really. Yeah, and so there was another friend of mine called Peter. Peter really supported me because that was now my second roommate. I'll just be lousy. I am not washing cups. I am not cleaning the room. I'm not laying my bed. Sometimes there are visitors coming over. So for him, it was really a bother. But he's stuck in and bared with me until I left that particular phase of the university course. So friends are important. The last friend I would like to talk about is another one. You see, I believe in full disclosure. So before those days when I was still dating, looking for a lady to marry, I would disclose my status to the ladies, especially after 1-2 dates. I'll tell them, man, this is who I am. Will you manage to live with me like this? And man, Daniel, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections. It was tight. It was tight. So I mean that after that time, I was really questioning who I was as a man, whether I really could measure up, and whether I could eventually get a wife, and the stuff that goes through a person, as a mind of a person who's disturbed. So this friend of mine, I get him up. He's called Arthur. I download my problems, and he says, "No, there's a lady. I think you can meet." Cutting the long story short, that's my wife now, and we've been married 10 years. So friends are very important. You cannot underestimate the value of friends, especially in directing you and giving you an environment to thrive as you are living with a potentially destructive challenge.
Yes, I'm saying, and also an environment to heal the right kind of friends. They actually motivate you. On the struggle.
Yeah, it does motivate you.
And provide you the kind of.
Then also a bit of other 2 categories of community now. Excuse me. Is that I was at one point admitted in East Africa's largest mental health facility, that's Chavika Hospital, and I escaped. I thought I didn't belong to that place, so I escaped one of those days. So there's a lady in the community who actually knew who I was, and she was naked and stuff, and she gave me clothing and really told her son to take me to where I was living at that time, and I was readmitted for further attention, and many others. So yeah, support from people, community, true, genuine friends can help you as a person struggling with mental health, thrive and have meaning. Yeah, and then again, also those friends that you talk to, Daniel. You go to. As men, many men don't express emotions, so the thing hits you, and you stay with it. So you need someone who will not judge you, people who will understand, and no man, you are getting stressed, is toned down, that kind of environment. Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very much. I agree with you that we need to have the right cycle of friends that will understand you and know your struggles, what you're going through. Another thing is another question that I'd like to know is what was the role of the church and in its impact? How did it? How did your faith impact and accelerate your healing and recovery? Because I believe that religion is a major factor. When we have problems in Africa, we always rush to religion, to prayers, and as a way to console ourselves and encourage ourselves to overcome difficult times.
Yes, thank you, Daniel, for that question. Basically, I'll give a bit of a background about my faith. I'm a Christian, and we were born in a Christian family. My granddad was a reverend, and almost everyone around, my aunties and uncles, were all Christians. So I found myself in a Christian family. But in 1995, as the Christian faith demands, I gave my life to Christ, was born again. I mean, there's a gentleman who, I mean, at that time I remember 1995, northern Uganda. Remember Kony, the Kony War in Gulu. Guy was slaughtering guys and cutting off people's ears and breasts and stuff like that. And so there's a particular reverend who came in from up north to preach at the church I was going to. I was about 11 years old. And he gave a compelling sermon. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not enough to say that my dad is a Christian and my mom is a Christian, so I'll bank on their faith to live. You need to have your own faith as an individual. So, man, time the guy finished the sermon, telling us the atrocities and the suffering, and how even in that suffering there was hope. I was encouraged to pour. So I walked in front and gave my life to Jesus Christ. And from then I started walking with him, with the Lord, and praying, going to church, reading the Bible, and other tenets of a Christian walk. But you see, when this thing hit, I was 11 when I committed my life, and now 2005, I'm 21. I'm not understanding. I was a star student in school. I'm getting retakes. God, where are you? Where? You tell me. But I had those very intimate. I mean, that's why it's important when you are believing in God. You have a full relationship, because there are times when it doesn't matter to just go and read the hymnal in the church. There are things that are personal that you need to talk to God about. So, number one, the role of the church is that they gave me a platform to thrive as a Christian. But I'll just talk about one incident, one particular instance. I go to Watoto Church in Kampala, and they've got the system of small groups meeting in communities, which they call cell groups. And these cell groups, it's just a fellow, like maybe 5 or 6 believers go into someone's house, they share tea, popcorn, music, just basic, and talk about life. Then at the end, you read the verse in the Bible to encourage you for the week. So I joined one of those, and man, Daniel, that was a very, very good anchoring system because guys would pray, guys would well, not me only, but another people who had different challenges. We thought we felt a team. That system that the church had put in place really helped me to thrive. Also, I've told you about these multiple rejections by the ladies. They're a young man already confused and beaten up by a mental disorder. You want some level of assurance. Now, so there's another men's ministry like in the church where they have the ladies and the men and the youth. So in the men's ministry, we were encouraged to get mentors. Yeah, we were encouraged to get mentors. And so I was reluctant. I said, no, I mean, I'm too much of a rabbit. I can't even start telling anyone about my issues. But I was there in the church, confused but there. And so this particular session, after the pastor talked about getting a man, just get a man to walk with you. Please walk through the obstacles that you are going through right now. So during the lunch meal, the luncheon time, I picked a number of a gentleman, an army man, and an army man, and and the guy helped me. He really worked with me. I'll tell you, the particular thing I'd gone through, like both or something rejection, and now he started giving me pickup lines. Who tell the lady, I will love you until Lady Victoria dries? I said, well, and so many other good things. And the guy walked with me, gave me meaning in life, told me, man, you're a man, you make it. And so I think the role of the church in my recovery can be, we're not complicated because the churches have different systems. Is now that first system of having fellowship, internal fellowship, and way beyond the church, you see, or way beyond whatever place you go to worship in, way beyond. That when you leave your worship place and actually engage with what is ministry, such as men's ministry, youth ministries, activities that can help you occupy yourself as you try to find meaning in how you struggle going through. Yeah, so I could do many other examples, but let me
Thank you very
put that for now. Daniel, thank you.
You've really made it clear how the church can really help someone during the recovery process. There's a comment someone has made. Yes, it is the love I knew I had from them saved my life. So he's talking about the love that she had for, I believe it's for the families. Love help someone who's battling bipolar disorder to recover.
I didn't hear that, Daniel.
There's someone who made a comment here saying love, it is the love I knew I had for them saved my life. So she's saying that probably the love she had for her family, her life. So my question is,
I can actually add on that. It's important for caregivers to have love and compassion. See, because I'm talking from a point of someone who has lived experience with the condition, but they are caretaker. Sometimes the situation is not as easy as you think. Yeah. Someone gets depressed, you're living with them, they're not showering, they are sleeping, they don't want to do anything. As a caregiver, my friend, you get pushed to the limit. Yeah. So the other thing is, if you're at the other side, the extreme end, the manic phase, you're breaking people's things, you're walking naked. It's difficult. I mean, I've heard of ladies and gentlemen who have drugs, but instead of taking the medicine, they keep throwing them under the mattress or in the toilet. Yeah. And within a short span, they are crashing again with another the caregivers, I think, one is make sure they've been appointed by the family or whatever role, give the medicine deliberately. Yeah. Watch out, get to know whether the person will take the medicine. Put it in a place that is visible to see and have a set time for the medicine. But you see, bipolar, like I've known it because I've read a lot. It's been a long time going now. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain, really, without going into medical jargon, which I don't know much of. Yeah. So the medicine basically balances you out. Yeah. So you may have a particular time when your cognitive abilities are not good enough. So as a caregiver, if you continue telling the person to take the medicine 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, a year, now that cognitive ability will be balanced out, and the person will start having reasoning, ability to reason and to come out themselves out of the bed in the morning, and different things like that. So have compassion. As you follow the medicine, have compassion. Just know that what that person is going through is actually not rebellion. Rebellion is not bad behavior. It's that going through in the mind. Actually, you're getting thoughts bombarding you from different areas, and the woman gets compassionate enough. That's the comment. The love that you're picking, the love that you're picking. God, even you yourself, you get that impetus in you, fight. Because you know that he loves you, he's caring. Get it? So it's very important that India. The love thing is very good.
I agree with you on that, and I'd like to know if you encountered any stigma from the community, from the friends, while battling bipolar disorder. How did the community receive you? Because I know this in Africa, especially.
Okay, let me bring it from this angle. I'll just develop it from this angle and tell you about it. Stigma is actually right there. It's right there in your face. I'll tell you first, when I was leaving my first volunteer job, I've just finished university and going into consultancy. My boss told me, no, you funny, you're going, you go, but I know you're going to come back running. Because you cannot manage the pressure in consultancy. No, you cannot. You cannot manage. You will come running back. You see, and so the community they will accept you, the person in the community, but they have a particular issue with you and your ability to be what or normal or not normal. Now, after having lived with a condition, when I started my medication, got married, I got this particular part of my life and I sort of like erased it. I didn't want to know my experience in mental hospitals. I didn't want to do anything with that part of my life. So, 2020, I just done my third master's degree and I wanted to go for the course. Yeah, so my wife says, no, you have to do too many studies. You must breathe a bit. You can resume after a few years. So I said, no, we had a truce. I said, instead of taking on a heavy course, you let me do a leadership course, at least a leadership course, community activities, helping out. And so part of the, we agreed by roles, doing the work, the modules. Part of that course was supposed to be, I had to write a book at the end of the course. Yeah, I had to write a book at the end of the course. So I had in the third month, we are supposed to put synopsises, manuscripts, and I get an editor, I go meet him at the he joint, and I submit this is the rough manuscript I have of what I want to write. The guy looked at me and said, no, that will not cut. No, but you have a story. What story can you tell the world? Daniel, I started panicking. Because when he said that, now I got into the life I was living, like on medication, challenges here and there. And then I remembered a few words. I said, you know what? I live with bipolar disorder, but I don't write about it. I said, what? he paused a little bit and his eyes became teary. I said, this is an issue disturbing countless. And you can't come, I mean, people don't come out. You just hear someone was depressed, jumping from 5 floors. What? But the guy was okay the other day. What has happened? It's a battle inside your mind. Someone who hasn't lived it cannot understand it. Yeah. So, the long and short, I decided to write a book about my experience with that. And it was a journey. It was a journey. Because, I mean, I dropped that manuscript many times and write. So the editor told me, you know what? In order to make the experience a bit, I'm going to tell you that even the stigma that I had was even internal inside me. So he says now, if this is it's a painful experience, what you do, we're going to make the period short. Yeah? We're going to write 2,000 words every day. If you wake up and do that for about a few weeks, we'll be done. Then I'll do the arranging of the book. So I would wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning. I was writing that corner there, in that corner, and cry from the beginning to the end as I relived my life with this with bipolar. And the book came out, and I didn't know there was need, Daniel. You see, that's why I'm talking to you right now. You'd never have known about me if I hadn't written that book. Yeah, so I mean, there's need, people struggle, and well, it's a story that talks about the struggles, but even in the struggles, there's a silver lining. There's victory. There's hope. You get it? Because even the people that are quote unquote normal also go through their own challenges as people. So I wanted to paint a picture that people who have mental health challenges actually normal. You can have mental health challenges and have 4 companies and run them and make money. Or you can have mental health challenges and have a family which is enviable in the community. Yeah, something like that. So there's that stigma. There's a stigma that people associate with going to mental health facilities. I'll give you an example as I close up on this question. There was a particular family. Their son, teenage son, same age as me when I crashed. I mean, they were not understanding what's happening. Now the guy is confused. He's confused, and they're talking at him. You know, they're talking. Yo, why are you shaming us? What are you doing? And they said, okay, let's take him to a mental health facility, Tabika Hospital. They did take him there, but they told everyone, family, don't tell anyone that we have a person in Butabika Hospital. But why? You see, if you have cancer, you go to the oncology center, and they burn you with radiation, and everyone will be making prayers for you. Why wouldn't you want someone who's suffering from a mental health challenge to be prayed for, or to be given the support, or even to know that he's actually suffering from that kind of predicament? Yeah. So stigma has been around for a long time, and yeah, I think that's what I can say, Daniel. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It has been a very insightful show where you're sharing your own experiences. And another thing that I'd like to know is the poor status of the mental health facilities that actually increases stigma for people admitted in mental health facilities.
You are a bit very low. I'm not hearing you quite well.
Okay, can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. But my question is,
yes, I can hear you now.
The status of facilities. Is it what is adding to the stigma that makes people not even want to stay there? Many people run out of these mental health facilities. Is it because the structure itself, how it is the stigma to the people who are admitted there?
Okay. What I can say about the state of the mental health facilities in, well, the ones that have gone through over the years, is that one Butabika Hospital. I mean, it's the major one in the whole East African region, yeah, Eastern Central, I think. But I think many others have come up. But I think the stigma comes very much because when someone has got a mental health challenge, they're walking around naked. That's crazy stuff, man. They've got saliva drooling out of their mouth. You get they're staring like zombies. You get? I'm saying this with all humility, but it's something that is not really desirable. Hello?
I can hear you. That's it's really
Okay.
something.
Yeah, it's something that is not really desirable. But I think uh, Butabika itself has some good facilities. Yeah, I mean, we had food. Time out be there. We had food. We have got a nurse. Of course, when you misbehave, you go into solitary. Uh, there's running water. That's a main general word for everyone else. But guys who can afford, I couldn't afford then, could go to the private wing. Yeah. Now the private wing it's like any other normal hospital. Yeah, only that you've got a nurse accorded to you and facilities that you're paid for. When you look at other areas, other hospitals, I mean, there are many other referral hospitals within the region, within the country, in the different regions. They're not completely stocked up with medication and the entire high class facilities that you desire. But I mean, if you get in there, I always want to look at the good thing about the particular facility. What have you gone there to do? You've gone there to see a psychiatrist, right? Every center has a psychiatrist, basically at least a resident or a visiting, depending on the period. Number one, you have that one. Number two, you want to them, if they see, analyze the solution, give you medication to help you out. So is the medicine there? If it's there, then I think that's also okay. Yeah. But sometimes there's facilities in upcountry places to take care of the people who are mentally challenged may not be as good as expected. But if you look at the big picture and get the family support in place, see the psychiatrist, whatever line you've been called to go to, and then get the medicine. Go take it. Sleep enough, uh, and try to live. That can work for you. So I think apart from saying that the facilities may not be like lit up or clean or whatever, nothing is perfect in the world, as you all know. But the stigma actually comes from the people who are actually in there. So if you're going there as a teenager, 15, 16, 17, bipolar has hit, man, you're funky. You don't want to be associated with guys with the issues that I've just talked about up there. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Thank you very much. Have any message to share with someone who is battling bipolar disorder or any other mental health illness?
I think I'll just leave one or two messages really.
All right.
I think you need to know who you are as an individual. You need to have your identity fully fixed. And I'm not saying this as a cliche. I'll give you an example. So I've just gotten the breakdown 2005 around October. I'm heading back home from the psychiatrist place. I had a person I was with to go see the doctor, and he told me, you know what? Man, the way I see things, you need to accept your fate. These are things of university. You may have to go surround them. Like someone telling you, okay, now you have a label, you are bipolar. accept it, and live like sort of like a half life. Hmm? And so I remember I'm scrolling at the old taxi park in Kampala, and I stood at a particular spot. I normally go to that spot, by the way, just to remember where I have come from, and raised my hands like a. I said, "You God, if you're there, you just help me beat this thing. Just help me beat this thing." And so I determined in the inner system, in my inner system, that I was not going to have pity parties, that I was not going. And humans as we are, we have incredible power, yeah. But that power cannot work if internally you've not made the decision to to make a decision to choose to live and not to live a half life, as I can say it. And I have to say this cautiously because someone who's out there maybe too beaten up by the circumstances that they don't even have the ability to cognitively make that decision. Yeah. So when you take the medicine and you're leveling out a bit, assess if you're out there, either you're watching or you'll watch this recording anytime in the future. Even when your people are helping you, the caregivers, you need to give them some energy, not to lose hope, and to press on when the circumstances are tough. And the tough times come even in the midst of the good times. Yeah. So know who you are, number one. Because I knew I was a Christian, I knew who I was in Christ, I knew I was loved by the Father in heaven, and even if the circumstances were going wrong, He knew He was part of the storm. And I normally say, I would never have imagined talking to you, Daniel, right now when I was lying naked in Butavika Hospital and zonked out with drugs. You get it? So He knows. I don't even know how He does it, God in His own way. But have that self-confidence, self-belief in the fact that you are God's most prized possession and creation, and I walk with that as you battle your mental health. Number two, and this is it's something I've grown to love and to cherish, is that a tranquil and calm mind is the most prized possession you can have in the world. I'm telling you. Doesn't matter whether you're Bill Gates, it doesn't matter whether you're Bezos, it doesn't matter whether you're Elon Musk, it doesn't matter. That calm, tranquil, restful uh, mind, it's the best thing in life. Because life the way it is. I'm talking like this because I'm almost clocking 40 years, and we've lost so many guys in COVID. This past wave that passed in Uganda, you can read about it on the net. Many guys, professors, guys with PhDs, guys, and then you look back and say, what's the meaning of life at the end of that? How do you get, 5 PhDs and become the youngest professor in Africa, and COVID takes you in just 2 months? So why did you do all that? All the 5 PhDs, you get it? So then I realized that one, the key important things in life are joy. Try to be joyful. Don't keep grudges. If someone is too much toxic in your life, walk away, please. You get it? Because you don't have time spending opportunities and wasting opportunities and in that kind of environment. Yeah. The little things that give you joy, laugh, play, and those small things. So guard your mind, rest enough, sleep enough. If you're having a mental health challenge, sleep is medicine in its own way. Because if you do a whole 8 hours or 10 hours, depending on the medicine that the doctor has given you, the time you wake up, you can actually think and do whatever you can do cognitively well. Yeah. So I could say more and more things, but those are the two things: know who you are, what is your identity, and then two, live a good life. Good life, joyful, peaceful, and full of contentment. Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very much. It has been a very insightful show, and I would like to apologize for the issues that we had one of the hosts not make it to the show, so I took it upon myself to host this show, and I hope that it's been very educative and insightful. You can share the stream with your friends, and so that you can spread the awareness and that exists in mental health among Black communities. As you know, Black Mental Health Matters show runs every Saturday at 5 p.m. 10 a.m. Eastern time. So stay tuned in for next show coming this coming weekend. I'd like to thank our guest, engineer Musinguzi, for sharing his story that we really see people sharing their own experiences, and I know that this has been a very empowering, and we keep on telling you, don't be afraid of your circumstances. Accept the circumstances, as Musinguzi has said, and also find the right kind of supportive network that will help you through the recovery. Before we end the show, I'd like to know if the book that he wrote is available for viewers that like to purchase a copy.
Yeah, the book is available well in all bookshops in Kampala, but it's also on Amazon. It's called In Search of Sanity. Probably after the show, I can send a link to the book with you privately, so you can share with the community. It's In Search of Sanity. It's a good book. It's a good book, and I'm not speaking as an author. I'm speaking out of the feedback that I've gotten out of all over the world, really, about the book. It's a good book. If you can get a copy, it's on Amazon. You love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Certainly share the link so that our viewers can get a copy. And thank you very much for being part of Health Matters. I appreciate your time, and wherever you're watching, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone. Black Mental Health Matters.